Hi guys, welcome to Aunt Booney Marie. Today I'm making some custom tournament markers. I'm using my Weissbond bar and tabletop epoxy. I'm almost out, so I'm just trying to use it up. I had more on the way. I usually don't show me mixing in my videos, but I figured every once in a while I should probably go ahead and throw that in there. I make sure I have exact amounts, scraping my cup really good. I'm going to clean my cup out with a baby wipe. I find those are the best for cleaning out the cups and the utensils. And of course I mix for 5 minutes. I have a video that I'm watching. I don't remember what I was watching, but I touch the screen to see what time I'm at, and then I know how long it's going to take me to mix for the 5 minutes. Scraping the sides, the bottom, scraping the utensil, making sure it's all mixed well. And then I just added some clear blender. And this order was for 10 minis, clear minis with a logo. And go ahead and do a quick spray of some 97% isopropyl alcohol. Helps relieve the tension on the surface of the molds to prevent bubbles from sticking to the mold. And I pre-measure with water to know how thin I want it to be in the mold before I add my next layer. And then I multiply that amount by, of course, the 10. I do a little bit extra so I know I have enough. Here I am with my PPE, and I'm looking for any bubbles that I might have stuck into the molds. I found a couple. I removed them with the needle. My first layer is done and dry. I'm going ahead and putting on a very thin layer so I can put my the emblem in for the custom. My son helped me with his computer editing app on creating these from the emblem that they had on a poster. I got them all made up, printed out, laminated them. I added my name to the back. I'm just scraping out any excess. Not too much. You want enough so that if it starts to lift, there's not going to become an air bubble underneath it. But I want it to lay perfectly flat on the first layer that's already dried and have any excess come up. And what I'm going to do to make sure these don't move is I'm going to take my cups. I'm adding some extra around the edge just to make sure that if it does start to lift around the lip of that emblem, that there will be no bubbles. But I'm taking my cups, and I cleaned off the bottom really well, as you saw. And then I'm going to fill them up with some glass beads to keep the emblem in place, making sure that they are centered. And I do repeat this on every single one of them. I had enough cups to put these on and weigh them down. Here they are the next day. What I'm doing is I'm getting off anything off the bottom, of course, that had spilt over onto my table there and stuck to the bottom. I'm looking to see if they look really level. I'll go in with my cuticle trimmers and trim off any little pieces that are sticking up. But they all turned out really well. I completely forgot to record me taking the cups off. There's my name on the back. There's the wonderful emblem. I go around the edges, leveling off the little edges that are around there. I do that to all 10 of them. And then we're going to top coat. I've already cleaned up my workstation of any fragments from me trimming the edges. And usually on a top coat on these 8cm ones, I'm putting about 10 milliliters on per item. Right around there, right around 10. Maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. But I basically pour on about 3/4 of the coverage there. And then I just move it around. I think I end up using my blue stick. I can't remember. I'm getting rid of bubbles first with my torch. So this is technically my 3rd layer. Each layer dries 24 hours in between. I'm pushing this flood coat just to the edge. It's going to touch the edge. I don't want to push it so much that it's going to flow over the edge. And I repeat this with all 10. I ended up having 2 that had to be top coated again, and I did less than the first time. When the resin is really, really thin, I went ahead and used it again on the other ones, the 2 that I had to top coat again. And of course, I go back constantly, making sure I pop those bubbles and get rid of those. There's a couple little lips and ledges that are keeping a bubble, so I go in with my needle, safety pin, whatever you want to use, something sharp, very small. I use a needle, and I just go in and kind of poke the bubble out and lift it up to the surface, and then it pops with the torch. Very easy. And then of course they sit out in the sun for 2 weeks after they are done. And here is the finished product, and here's all of them together. Thanks for coming by. Follow on Facebook. Have a good day.